This playoffs, you're watching, like I talked about, Jose Alvarado, Herb Jones. It shows how important a great front office is. Like, it makes or breaks you. Everybody who has a first, like the number 1 overall pick, most people are going to get that pick right. They pretty much lay the path for you on the internet. You know who the player that you need to draft is overall. But, like, who are the teams that can find guys out off the street and they immediately make an impact? Who are guys who, like, have a early second-round pick and get somebody who is probably caliber lottery? Like I was thinking about Jose Alvarado, undrafted guy. But he was ACC Defensive Player of the Year. I think that we should start thinking about players that fall into those categories and where they slip and say, okay, I'm not going to be surprised if they make early impacts, because a guy like him, tenacious, he was the reason Georgia Tech was in the tournament. As soon as he left, they fell off the cliff. Herb Jones wasn't just SEC Defensive Player of the Year. He was SEC Player of the Year. And 6 SEC players were drafted above him. How, Sway? Bones Highland, another late pick that Denver ended up getting because Denver's good enough where they're not going to get a pick in the first lottery. He was so good in the game against Golden State. He almost single-handedly got them the win. Of course, Jokic is Jokic, but, like, they need another guy, and that now is Bones Highland. And he was like, just anybody could have got him. Anybody. That is what we call finding value. This is exactly what a team needs to continue to do to be a good team, like an elite team. Finding trash off the street, undrafted guys, finding value in the draft. This is what makes a difference. So I wanted to quickly take a look at 6 teams who consistently are up there in talent evaluation and find huge value in the draft and the waiver wire despite not always being in optimal draft situations. Let's talk about New Orleans first because they're better than most. Herb Jones, 2nd round. Jose Alvarado, undrafted. Trey Murphy went 17th in the pick with Memphis. He's also a sneaky pick, getting a lot of corner threes. David Griffin saved his job in the 2021 draft. It is insane how good these rookies are playing. Fearless, athletic, tough. That's the identity of the New Orleans Pelicans right now. Herb Jones is a top 10 defender in the NBA his rookie year. Trey Murphy is getting more run in the playoffs than he has all year and is not disappointed. Jose Alvarado, like I said, just clutch. Sometimes you have things you have no control over that impacts how much. Oh, this is an aside. Let's cut that part. So, and on top of that, there are some things like the emergence of Herb Jones, the emergence of Jose Alvarado, that changed the landscape of that team. And it made me think about there are some things we have no control over that impact the course of our future, impact the course of our leverage and negotiating power. Do you know who has no negotiating power right now? Zion Williamson. Zion Williamson is going to try to get a max rookie, like he's trying to get a max deal, and like they just went to the playoffs and took the Suns 7. Do we need Zion? We do not need Zion. In fact, Zion might be a detriment. And in fact, now we have ultimate leverage with other teams because, like, we'll just let Zion sit. We'll play in the regular season. It'll be nice. It'll be a nice story. It'll be our jumbo lineup. We'll put him in our jumbo lineup. It's all good. And I do mean jumbo. So, like, it's very clear that run stopper. Like, literally, like, third goal line. We'll put him on the goal line. It is clear that the run that the Pels are making after starting 1-12, that Zion has, like, 0 opportunities on this roster. I think him not getting back on defense, him being a spacing issue, like, now you've got Brandon Ingram, legit number 1 option, a superstar. What do you do when it's him and Zion? And Zion is a black hole with the ball. Like, let's be honest. It's going to be very, very interesting. Team's very exciting. Another team, Memphis. We talked earlier about them. Damn. Like, if you look at them, all the picks that they figured out a way to get, Desmond Bane was the last pick in the first round. Xavier Tillman and Brooks all slipped to the second round. Brooks went 45th overall. He was all Pac-12, by the way, defender. He might be the most valuable player on this team besides Ja. You've got Zaire Williams, 10th pick. You've got Desmond Bane, 30th pick. Xavier Tillman, 35th pick. Dylan Brooks, Brandon Clark as well. 21st pick, traded on draft night from OKC. Just players that are legit getting serious minutes that they got for almost nothing. Toronto Raptors also amazing at this. Probably no better talent evaluators out there other than, like, probably no better talent evaluators out there than Masai Ujiri and Nick Nurse. How do I know this? Because Scotty Barnes was regarded a dumb pick at 4. It was like, why would you pick him? We got Jalen Suggs, proven winner, Gonzaga, jumps up on the scoreboard, game-winning shot. You need a point guard. Who's your point guard? And it's like, no, don't you worry about us. Don't you worry about us. Just wins Rookie of the Year. Just all overwhelming, like, Rookie of the Year winner. Long, perfect fit, long, athletic, switches everything, 6'7" to 6'9". That's our mold. Jalen Suggs, he doesn't fit in that mold. What has he done in Orlando? Nothing. No shade to Jalen Suggs, but he is in the black hole of the NBA, which is the Orlando Magic. So then, like, how important does he become on this team? Like, when he goes down with that ankle injury, they lose. When he comes back and no Fred VanVleet, they win. Pretty simple. And this is a team that robbed the bank for Pascal Siakam at 27. 27. One of the best wings in the league. OG Anunoby, another wing. Just puts up like 21 on a regular basis. No big deal. Nobody even talks about him. 23rd, 2017. Just steals. And while no teams ever come back 3-0 in the first round, like with Embiid being hobbled and Scotty Barnes being back, like Scott Foster being the we'll call it inflection point of this series in Game 4, I could see it happening. The Sixers do not want to go back to Toronto for Game 6. They want no part of that smoke. They also are picking up guys on the margins, Raptors, like Armani Brooks. He was a 10-day guy. He got some run in the playoffs, and now he just signed a multi-year deal. Phoenix Suns, not great drafting. Not perfect team for drafts, but they've been picking up players in like these marginal trades and free agency. Super astute moves when you think about it. Mikal Bridges is I would say their best move that they've made on draft night. They traded with Philly. They fleeced them. Philly kid, mom works for the Sixers, went to Villanova. Somehow he ends up in Phoenix, and he's like just a perfect fit anywhere he goes. They got Jalen Smith, who they ended up trading to Indiana. He was a perfect fill-in big man when DeAndre Ayton went down. Cam Payne, they just stole him. Backup point guard. Torrey Craig, they got him for, I think, a bag of chips. He just signed a multi-year deal, but he played in the finals for them last year. He was a great small 5. Got JaVale McGee on a vet minimum. Like, did you see him? I think he didn't miss a shot last game. I think he went 8 for 8. Landry Shamet for a low-end pick. Bismack Biyombo, they took him off the street. He was basically on his couch. He became their third option as a center. Like, he's now getting DMPs. Just the brains on this team. It's wild. Denver. Probably no team is squeezing value out of low to middle first-round picks better than Denver. And second-round picks. Jokic, soon to be the only player drafted in the second round to win an MVP. Probably twice. 3 of the last 4 drafts have landed Nuggets Porter, Zeke Naji, and now Bones Highland, who is averaging 11, 2, and 4 in 17 minutes in the playoffs. He hit 3 huge threes in Game 4 to win that game against Golden State. And then the Heat, which will lead me really quickly after this into our winning time recap, but Pat Riley is just fucking ridiculous. Pat Riley just one of the greatest executives, period, and just widely regarded so. He knows what he's looking for, and he's the quintessential find you in the trash and turn you into treasure guy. He's the guy who would probably make a killing like going to garage sales. Like, that's it. Like, the Heat have been great for 15 years. And they've been able to find guys just completely undrafted. Bam and Tyler, low lottery and picks. Bam Adebayo, Tyler Hero. But what stuns me is they have 4 players on this team who are undrafted free agents. Duncan Robinson. Yes. Max Strus. Max Strus just had 20 the other night. Gabe Vincent. He's the one locking up Trae Young. Trae Young's telling us, I didn't even talk about that series. That series is done. Don't worry about that. Yeah, that's it. Bulls, Bucks, that's over. I didn't even talk about it because it's done. Don't even worry. Trae Young's being like, I've never been guarded like this. All of them playing great. Like, just great. Heat culture. They even picked Victor Oladipo up. Like, on a flyer. Victor Oladipo, everybody thought was broken, and now he can get like 27 on any given night. Justice Winslow they picked up, who they ended up flipping for value. Josh Richardson they picked up 40th. He ended up being a nice player in the league. And then the teams like Utah and the Lakers. Like, they just live at the deadline. They just live life in the trash zone. And they just consistently underperform. So the way forward in the new NBA, I think, is to maximize the draft when you don't get a high draft pick, and then find ways to just be smarter than your competition, like the Heat. It's like, it's a wonder. It's like, oh yeah, Golden State got Jordan Bell. Golden State got Jordan Poole. Yeah, makes sense. Continues to win.